It's Federer versus Murray for a place in the semi-finals.
Love 15.
One of the barometers of how Roger Federer is playing and how confident he's feeling will be just how well or otherwise he hits the backhand down the line.
How important tonight, Jeff, is Andy Murray's second serve going to be? Because he relied on it there, and yes, it was the first service point of the match for him, but it's 131. He doesn't often do a lot with it either.
Yeah, that's over the years been the area that a lot of people have felt needed to be attacked. And it's whether tonight, if that is the case, that is a bit short, that Federer will have the confidence to go after it, to come forward and to really try and put it under pressure.
Well, that one was 124. And it just seems as though, since he's come back from his back injury, that it takes him a while to warm into the rhythm of the match, in particular with his serve. First serve that preceded the 124 was a 171 km/h fault. That's more like it. 198. And here we go again. Everyone's trying to keep us in the dark tonight. Bit ridiculous, but there you go.
Second serve.
Disappointed with that miss, Federer. He had a ball mid-court on the forehand that he really fancied, and an opportunity to really take that game to 15-40. Found the middle of the net, so he was not happy.
Roger is not going to be all that thrilled about that game. Had Murray at love 30.
One game more.
And then the man from Great Britain didn't have to do much to hold.
Yes, I mentioned at 15:30 had a very easy forehand that he'd expect to make more often than not, and that backhand down the line, as we said, is a barometer often of just how confident he is. Was close, but it wasn't timed absolutely sweetly.
Federer's serve has only been broken once in these championships so far.
15.
And that was by Blazkavicic in the second round. Murray, in contrast, has dropped his serve 5 times, 3 of them against Vincent Milo on this court. Federer's first serve percentages have varied between just passable, 57's been the low, that was against Zonga, and 76 was the high against Kavcic. In his range at 204 with his second ace of the match. Good movement from Murray.
Very aggressive point from Murray.
Just 164 for his first ace of the match. Average first serve speed has varied between about 173 and 181 for Andy Murray. This is something, Jeff, that we saw from Federer the other night. He was really proactive, very aggressive against Tsonga, and so it appears that's going to be the game plan again tonight.
Well, there's no question that the new advisor, Stefan Edberg, would be encouraging him to do so, and quite rightly so. He's got skills at the net, and as he's getting a little older, he's got to make sure the points are shorter where possible.
And again, that aggression, senses the chance and rushes in to take it.
15-40.
Two break points to strike a very early blow here.
Second service.
That is huge after just 13 minutes.
Federer leads 3 games to 1.
The Swiss champion very much in the ascendancy early on.
Yeah, certainly Murray's opened the door for Federer on a couple of occasions. His ground strokes have lacked penetration. They've been a little short, and Federer has been very quick to take advantage.
It's always hard to get a handle on how Andy Murray is moving out there, Jeff, because he's got an unusual gait. He generally tends to look injured. That's just the way he moves around the court.
Yeah, he's certainly not a fluent mover, but he's a very powerful mover.
One thing that Federer has been able to do in the early stages of this match is get a lot of first serves into play. At previous point he missed it. That was just the second time he's missed getting the first serve in. And that's what happens when he gets it in. They're averaging exactly the same first serve speed at the moment. And once more, 3 games in a row where he's conceded just the 1 point. Well, there is an indicator of just how well one player is timing the ball, and the other one is striving for that.
Yeah, again, a very short ground stroke from Murray, allowing Federer to really take the ball early and explode on it.
I think the interesting stat at the moment, Jeff, above all others, is the forced errors. Federer's made 1 forced error. Murray has made 10.
Good.
And it's almost exclusively been as a result of Murray's lack of depth on ground strokes. He's just been inviting Federer forward. He's just been forcing Murray into error as a result. Well, we saw a shot from Federer mid-rally, which is so typical of him, as the support group of Murray looks on a little anxiously. He just changed the direction at the last moment. Federer looked as if he was going to drop shot, then pushed it deep. Murray using a little body language to bring it in. But you can't keep trying to pass or trying to react as Murray's doing. You've got to get some more depth, be proactive.
Going to have to keep on doing a lot of that if the serve goes in at 135, because Federer was straight on the attack with the return of serve.
Yes, if it looks spectacular, but to keep doing these sort of shots is asking a little much, particularly as the pressure builds as the set gets closer towards its climax.
Murray.
Once more, Murray having to work a whole lot harder than Federer is having to do to hold his serve.
Federer leads 4-2.
.92% of points won when the first serve has gone into play. He's been up around that mark in 3 of his 4 matches. Not as good as that, but pretty close to it. There's that backhand down the line that Jeff Masters was talking about. That's the barometer. Murray's challenging, but I think he's wasted one. This has got the line.
15 Murray has 2 challenges remaining.
Yeah, the shots of the last few weeks anyhow, while Federer's been in Australia, that just are coming into the game occasionally. I think it's just as a result of he's not totally being au fait with this bigger-headed racket yet. It's helped him in some ways, and others he hasn't quite got a feel of it.
Tremendous angles from both players.
30.
The movement of Murray here making this shot possible out there so quickly and so balanced, and using the left hand to get the racket head out around the outside of the ball.
Interesting reaction there from Federer, knowing the importance of this game.
Low 50.
We've been talking a fair bit about Murray's serve speed tonight. Now, if you compare his average serve speed to 12 months ago to now, there's a 10km/h difference. Now, it is early in the match, and that may change, but that's worth noting. What's also worth noting, I think, Jeff, is the difference in the average second serve speeds between the players tonight. There's 17 kilometres an hour difference in the average second serve speed. Federer 151, Murray just 134.
There's sure to be a little hesitancy in Murray's mind as to the absolute strength and well-being of his back. That's normal. Seems to be loosening up more though. The first serve was at 194 Ks, so I think he's going to be upping the ante as this match unfolds. But the second serve's always been considerably slower, adds a little more topspin to it than others.
That is his most convincing service game.
Federer leads 5 games to 3.
Hands it over to Roger to get it done himself in this opening set. So hard to beat at any stage, Roger Federer, but in particular, if you allow him the first set in a Grand Slam, his record is astronomical after that.
Well, very late improvisation on the half volley from Federer. He got stuck, but he has good enough hands to turn something out of nothing. He's stuck here. And the last minute, you can see that didn't come right off the center of the racket.
Federer is going to test out his game and he's going to test out his fitness tonight, working Murray around the court. Oh, there's a come on from Roger. The inside-out forehand and just completely changed the pace of that 13-shot rally.
40 love.
Yeah, he's really up for this tonight, Federer. Excellent footwork, and look at the reaction after this.
Three set points to get it done and dusted in just over half an hour. That is a very impressive opening from the champion. The 17-time Grand Slam champion. Shades of old against Songer and a bit of that against Murray tonight. 6-3 in 31 minutes. Yeah, now it goes to the other side of the net.
But Murray in particular will know how important this game is. The set's gone. Okay, nothing you can do about that. But both players now want to get a lead in the second set. And the only way they can do that, clearly, is to take the first game. So they'll both be really up for this first game. Especially Murray. He has to win serve here.
No.
Just looking back through their respective records in their 20 meetings, as Roger's come up with a challenge here, which I think surprised Andy a little bit. That's the reason he was surprised. He shouldn't be overly surprised that Roger was unsuccessful.
Well, he says how hard he's worked in the off-season, and that's clear by the footwork. Just two quick little shuffles up to that ball that was just a little short from Murray. And Federer says, that's what I want. And if you're moving well, you're normally playing well.
Two masters at work there. And is that point going to give Murray a bit of a psychological boost? 23 shots in the rally.
40-30.
Yeah, he should have won it earlier, Murray. Had a volley at the net that he should have put away, but nevertheless, he's getting better each game here, and clearly he's also very up for this. There's some serious rivalry between these two.
Again. Murray is under the corner on the left baseline. Ball was called out.
Murray annoyed at the other end because the point before he certainly had the better of things, had Federer on the rope, and was upset with the call. Federer backs it up with an ace.
Let him off the hook.
Starting to find his range though now, Murray. The ball's coming off more crisply, and he's getting much better depth. You get the feeling that the come-ons that coming out of the mouth of Federer is as much to do with letting Murray know he's up for this as it is to get himself going.
40-50.
Murray's having a good look at it, but it seemed okay, and he confirms that by walking to the other side. Pascal Maria sitting right over that line as well. Up to 4 aces now, Federer. That is a bit of what happened in the first set, conceding just the 1 point on serve and doing it comfortably. He's not a prolific ace server, Federer. His biggest return so far in these championships, he served 11 against Duckworth in the first round and Kavcic in the second round. Murray's best return in regard to aces is a dozen against Go Soeda in the first round.
No.
I think this is a good play from Federer, nevertheless. He hasn't won the point on that occasion, but he's just sown that seed of doubt into Murray's mind as to what he's going to do in future, and that really concerns a server when you're not sure as to what's going to come at you on the return. Oh, wow.
Well, first question, how did he get the return back? And the second question is, how did he follow up with the winner?
Well, it's the mobility here that he's worked hard on. This is just full stretch. And we always have known his racket skills, but that was irrelevant unless he could get there. So powering across the court at the moment, Federer.
Jeff, are you surprised that Federer's attack on the second serve just seems to have been put away for the time being? That one was only 128, but he was prepared to just chip the ball back into play.
Yeah, and we spoke about that against Monfils, that I think he's become too passive with the returner's serve. That was okay in a different era, but got to be more proactive off the return against anybody these days.
For service. Yeah, Murray. 15 off.
Just delved into the record books, Jeff, our statisticians, and they've come up with the fact that Roger Federer in Grand Slam play, when he's won the first set, is 235 wins and 11 losses.
It's rather emphatic, isn't it?
Just a touch.
50-0.
I must apologise to our viewers. Earlier on, I had my Frenchman confused. I was talking about Federer's performance against Monfils when clearly it was against Songer.
I don't blame you. There are Frenchmen everywhere.
Thanks, Peter.
Unlucky. Maybe it's just that ounce of luck that Andy Murray needs.
Right, he's getting certainly much more into this match now, Andy Murray. Doesn't get much better than that from every technical aspect.
Oh, Murray thought that was so close.
Yeah, and it's very dangerous strategy to serve and volley when you serve wide to an opponent, unless it's very wide. And this wasn't wide enough. You see the angles that Murray had available to him there. So it's a high-risk strategy. You should be serving down the centre tee or at the body on that court if you tend to serve and volley.
Down 15-30. Again, just that little reaction from Roger. Jeff Masters has mentioned this a few times about how intent he is, and in particular how intent he is against Andy Murray. He doesn't like the fact that he's got a negative record against him. And there have been a few little signs out there tonight that he's very intent on pegging one back in the record. He won't change it tonight to positive territory, but he can pull it back to one.
Wow, can you believe it? That last forehand miss, this is an incredible get, of course, but the last forehand miss of Federer is just where I think he hasn't used this big-headed racket enough yet, and that's a mistake that Andy Murray realises he was very lucky to get away with.
Andy's got 3 of those now. Roger's got 4. Here's the duration of the service games. Federer getting through his with a lot more ease.
For service.
That time 129, and that time Roger was intent on doing something with it. If he was going to get such a gentle delivery, Ivan, you wouldn't know whether he's in front, behind or level. Well. What a time to do that.
Sort of tit for tat, isn't it? The first point of the game, Federer, recall, missed that easy forehand, and now reciprocated by Murray.
And just when you thought that Andy Murray was starting to get his teeth into the match a bit, comes an opportunity for Federer to reinforce his dominance.
Let for service. Murray challenging down right near side. Ball was called out. Enough.
Both players have missed a handful of these shots that really need to be made if they're going to progress the latter stages of this tournament.
One in every 3 times that Federer serves, it doesn't come back. And we talked about, Jeff, that stat that we saw a moment ago where Federer, his average service game duration considerably less than Murray's, and that's got to be a big advantage to you. It's worked a couple of times for Murray. Federer pouring the pressure on.
Still a good strategy, though, I think, from Federer. It was not what Murray was expecting. Yeah, the volley wasn't as good as he would have liked. But again, when you're up 40-15, it's worthwhile showing an opponent something different, so as they're just unsure of your next move. That's a bad shot.
Yes.
When I say bad shot, he really didn't commit to the shot, Federer. Even if it had gone in, it was rather limp. There's an example. If you mix up your play, the receiver, it was a really good serve, so Murray didn't have as much of a choice there. But if you mix it up, the receiver doesn't know whether to chip the ball deep, try and hit it low.
This is easily the hardest that Federer has had to work on his serve.
Yes. Advantage. Federer.
That will put the average service game duration up a little bit. It'll still be under that of Murray's. But all's well that ends well for the number 6 seed. He cements the break and leads 4-2.
Well, really, I think the next 15 minutes is going to be a major indicator of the outcome of this match. If Murray can break back at some stage, well, we've probably got almost a 50-50 deal. If not, if Federer gets 2 sets to love, probably shut the gate.
Roger's missed a few of those tonight, but Andy uncharacteristically has done likewise.
Yes, and to be fair, that is the sort of thing that happens when you're down on match play. It's been quite a while since Murray had the surgery and got back into this sort of level of competition. But the longer this match goes, the better he will get. So it's really important for Federer's point of view that he can get this 2 sets to love and not give Andy time to continue to improve.
Brilliant volley. And again, the sign of just how much he wants it tonight against Murray. Watch the reaction.
15-30.
Fabulous racket control when the body was flailing everywhere. That's the shot he has to make if he's any chance of going, even if he gets through here, going further in the tournament. That backhand down the line, he had time to set up for it. And it was certainly better against Songer. But it's been a little erratic still here tonight.
Another excellent serve out wide. That's great hustle from Murray.
Love it.
Yeah, he's going to have to be careful with the drop volleys, Federer. The first point, he had Murray in trouble, but Murray is so quick that if you hit too many drop volleys or drop shots, he'll punish you. Seen a bit more of this from him in the last couple of matches as well. The drive volley, very aggressive mindset.
Oh. 15-30. 30 all.
Well, there's Andy's summation of it. He was inside the baseline to receive it. The Murray camp looking worried, but there's just this sense at the moment that even though Federer's got the break, that this second set is not about to be put in the book just yet.
Federer challenge call on the left service line. Ball was called out.
He's staying where he is,
yeah,
Roger.
Just a reaction, I think, to the late call.
Second serve.
Both players then 15-30 on their serve, challenged and able to hold in successive games. The difference being Federer's got the break. And he goes and changes the racket now, the game after the new balls have been taken. Murray admonishing himself for lost opportunities, and time is running out in this second set. We've been going for an hour and 9 minutes. Federer in the driver's seat.
Approach shot not wide enough or deep enough. Better off hitting that aggressively up the middle of the court. Cut off the angle that the opponent has with which to pass.
And I think this is one of those ones where it's just deep in the set. And he's got a couple to play with. Yeah, it was miles out. 2 millimetres, in fact.
What a waste.
Even Roger didn't think it was that close.
(30-15).
It's a very different Murray from what we saw in the first set. His length is now much, much better.
Here's an opening for Federer to really reinforce his position on the scoreboard at least. If he was able to get it done in this game, hands himself the advantage of then serving first in the third set. And what a psychological advantage that would be. Good serve at the big moment.
40-30.
Well, it's an extraordinary decision from Federer and shows his tension. He was looking and hoping for an outcall.
And I think, Jeff, maybe he was toying with the idea of, do I stop the point and think that the ball might have been out or not? Because it seemed as though he wasn't going to play it there. That is extraordinary. He touched the line, so he did the right thing in playing it. You'll see that time and time again. When he makes a blunder, a rare blunder, he plays the next point with such percentage. Well, that was pretty regulation. He was doing it behind the back to the ball kids the other night. Got the feeling that both men knew the importance of that point at 15 all, 23 shots in the rally.
30-15.
Yeah, there was a lot of probing without either player taking a lot of risk until Federer finally got into position to go the off forehand. The service games have mirrored each other a little in recent times. Murray was down 15-30 in the 7th game and held, and Federer did the same thing afterwards. Murray was at 30 all in the previous game and held, and Roger's looking to do the same thing here. 1 of 5 first serves in this game.
Took him a long time to pull the trigger. Again, they were feeling each other out. That one was even longer than the previous. Longest rally of the match, 27 shots. That was the moment for Andy Murray right there. Two sets to love down is a long way back against anyone. Against Roger Federer, even more so. And that's where the great champion finds himself at the moment.
Well, he stumbles here, Murray. I think it was just his foot that dragged. He got a little caught up. Seems okay. So I think we're seeing the better mobility of Federer in shots that we're not quite going to see here, but the return of serve. He was at full stretch off a very good Murray first serve. He was able to get it back into play. He's done that a couple of occasions tonight, whereas in the past he's not been able to do so. His return of serve has fallen, quality has fallen way below those of Nadal, Djokovic and Murray of recent times.
Well, this is a game that Murray simply cannot drop.
15-13.
Ad-libbing on the run, got himself into a bit of a twist, but somehow managed to get it back. Well, this would be a crushing blow at the start of the third set.
15-14.
Very difficult shot for a one-hander that played by Federer there to get enough forearm and wrist strength to be able to get the ball from what is ostensibly just behind you to pull it back sharply cross court and dip it. Tremendous shot.
2 break points in the first game of the third set. Straight out of the textbook is the way to save the first one.
30-14.
Be annoyed with that. He made a really good return off a quality first serve. Got himself in a neutral position and just ballooning that backhand a little long.
Advantage, Federer.
29 advances to the net, having success on 21 occasions. It's a pretty good return.
Break point again.
Oh, that's nice. Made that look simple. He tails there. Murray knowing he was a little high risk there, hitting a drive volley that's dropping low and then trying to go over the high part of the net. Tough shot.
Well, that was a hold that was not negotiable for Andy Murray.
Love 15.
Might seem a strange thing to say, Jeff, when Murray has not even had a break point on Federer yet, but there's just this sense about the match that the break is not that far away.
Yeah, he's been an awful lot better from midway through the second set, Murray. It's been pretty 50-50 since then. Remember, Federer got away to a set and a break. Since then, I wouldn't say either player's had an advantage.
That was a 203km/h serve. It's his second quickest of the match. And the quickest serve of the match came in the third game.
Advisor Edberg would be happy with that backhand volley. Edberg probably had the best backhand volley almost ever. Certainly as good as anybody's.
So 203km/h again. Twice he's got the 203 serve in there. And it turns into a very comfortable and comprehensive hold of serve. There is the man that Jeff Masters was talking about. The last man to win the Australian Open Championship at Kooyong.
It's a good play. I like it. He just can't get the length or the direction quite right, Federer, when coming in. He needs it either considerably wider or right up the middle. That was neither one nor the other. Just pretty much in the hitting zone of Murray. One step, he was there, balanced. And the good players, if you give them time to make the target, they will.
30 love.
Touching on that subject, Jeff, of the last man to win at Kooyong, Stefan Edberg, it was another Swede, Mats Wilander, who won the first championship here at Melbourne Park. And bumping into Mats up here around the commentary boxes, he looks as fit as the days when he was playing.
I know, it's disappointing, isn't it?
It is, extremely.
That's a better approach shot. A, it had a lot of slice, but B, it was right up the middle of the court. And off a low ball in the middle of the court, it's very difficult to do anything with. Look how low Murray is there.
And look at his reaction here. He protects himself there, and after that, just had a little grab for the back, and as he was coming to the back of the court, there was just a little wince. Just given a little look over to his support box there as well. Murray lets fly at nobody in particular.
30-40.
This forehand, I think, is better with this bigger-headed racket. He's generating more pace, Federer. He's always had a big forehand, but he's getting a little extra off it with the bigger-headed racket and capitalising right there. So, big moment.
This is the fourth break point of the third set.
Oh, did the hard yards, Federer. His movement tonight, Federer, has been the best that I've seen for some time. Did exceptionally well to stay in the point. He thought he had this covered. He was trying to hit a topspin lob, trying to hit around the outside of the ball, get a lot of work on it, and he got a leading edge.
.208. That's easily his quickest of the night.
I think that answers the question as to the well-being or otherwise of his back.
Yeah. And Jeff, I mentioned at the start of the match that Federer has only had his serve broken once in the entire championships. That was against Blazkavicic, second set of the second round. That's the way it's looked tonight. Murray has not been able to pick the lock on his serve.
Yes, he's hit the wide serve to the forehand of Murray exceptionally well, and he's had a good rhythm going. He's, as you mentioned, he's not renowned for hitting a lot of aces, but it's good pace and generally good direction.
Didn't matter one way or the other. It was either out or a clean winner from Federer. He comes up with a love game, and it's 2 games all in this third set. Now, Jeff, you wanted to have a look at this again in about half an hour's time. What does it tell you from Murray compared to 30 minutes ago?
Well, really, that Murray's actually been forced back a little further, which is quite interesting. 18% of the time only that Murray's gotten inside the baseline, so it's been pretty much reactive stuff from Murray. Been doing it pretty well, but again, Federer, he's the one trying to take charge by playing close to the baseline. And to be honest, that's how Murray's traditionally played. Although since teaming up with Lendl, he's been more inclined to try and come a little more forward.
Just a little flex of the back there from Andy.
I think that's why Lendl has encouraged Murray to play closer to the baseline, because he's a very, very good volleyer. He's quick, he's got good reach, and you want to be able to use all of your strengths. In the past, certainly when he was younger, Murray's speed and counter-attacking was, he saw as his strength. And this is better from Murray. Federer has advanced to the net on 34 occasions and had great success. So the way to stop that is to take the net away from him. Be one of the first to come forward.
Murray has gone in 13 times. He's getting a pass mark for it. 8 winners.
40-15.
And after the 2 service games that he's had so far in this third set, this will come as a welcome relief. That first serve, I thought he was doing an impersonation of Ivanovic with his ball toss there, Jeff.
Yeah.
Way out the front.
Yeah. More of a side spinning serve than a top spin.
Murray. 15 up.
%68% of first serves into play for the match. And that is the first point in this third set that he's got in the first serve and lost the point.
$30-15.
Well, clear it's a terrific drive volley, but it's all about the immediate intention to come forward. That hasn't always been the case in recent times, so the attitude is one of a lot more positivity. And there it was again, so very intent on finishing the point from the front part of the court.
Federer goes for a change of weaponry because the new balls are coming. So in this third set, Federer has dropped just the 2 points. 1 point in that previous game, 1 point in his first service game, and sandwiched in between them a love game. Murray, in contrast, having to work hard 2 of the 3 occasions on his serve in this set. They're looking reasonably confident. Long way to go yet, though.
Let's first service. Enough. Correction. Good service.
Interesting that Andy Murray is writing a column for papers in Australia, and a lot of the column was devoted to players playing with injuries, and a fair portion of it talking about Bernard Tomic and what he did against Rafael Nadal in week 1. Well, that had to be perfect from Murray, and it was.
30-50.
Well, again, I think it was the right play from Federer. It's short, give it a hit, and Murray, as you said, it had to be perfect, and it was, and that's too good. Let them know, though, in future, if they keep doing that, they've got to keep coming up with something magical. Pressure builds.
Out.
In that column that I was talking about, Murray was critical of Tomic for actually turning up on the night, because he said the injury was done the previous night, and he said he would have been better off pulling out and for the fans to receive a full match rather than just 30 minutes. Interesting comments. Not something that you hear from one player about another all that often. On serve we stay. Murray jogs to the chair. It's 4-3 in the third.
Seems to struggle a little more, doesn't he, Andy Murray, when stretched to the forehand side. And that's why the wide serve of Federer tonight has been most useful. Well, that was a delayed attack to the net by Federer, purposely done. He only started to move forward the minute that Murray there, as he got his head down looking at the ball, didn't expect Federer to be there. So good timing of the move by Federer.
Winner number 24 for Murray. Federer's had 10 more.
Federer is trying to call on the right far side. Ball was called out. Second serve.
Apology coming from Murray. He drilled it at Federer legitimately. And this is as close as the Scotsman has been able to get on serve in this third set. So this is a little window of opportunity for him. I wonder whether there's just that little bit of an edge in that shot. Going for the lines and reaping the reward. And we've spoken, Jeff, about the advantage that Murray has serving first, and he still has that advantage. But now that we've got the 4-all, and it goes without saying that Federer is trying to break Murray every time Murray's serving, but you would be thinking maybe here, if there's even half a chance, he might try and raise the bar.
Certainly Murray running out of time.
And that's the way to stop Federer from raising the bar, to control the point, not allowing him a look at it.
And it is, to be fair on Murray, a difficult time here now. The pressure's really mounting, and again, he's had very little match play in the last few months. And it's not until you get in these situations you realise how much you miss that. We saw a graphic earlier that showed Murray was reasonably deep behind the baseline. Not so at the moment. He's trying to desperately hold the baseline and keep control of these rallies. And in part, that's because if he hasn't done that, Federer has taken the net away from him, and he's had great success in doing that. No, it's a...
Well, how did he get to that? That's surely, I was just waiting for Pascal Marie to say not up.
Well, I was too. I thought that was a winning volley, and about to say what a wonderful volley it was. Killed the ball almost dead with plenty of backspin. Oh, gee, he only... I think it was a legitimate shot, but barely. And Murray not convinced at that stage, but doesn't really have the ability to challenge. This is, oh, yep, legitimate, but barely.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Roger just worried about the fact that that was replayed twice and the players were able to see that on the big screen almost when Murray was about to serve. Well, here's that opportunity that we were talking about with Federer to put this thing to bed.
15-14.
Andy Murray has been teasing us that he might be able to turn this thing around at some stage. Roger Federer's idol looks on only about 20 or 30 feet from where he is standing at present. He is now one game away from a date with Rafael Nadal.
Love 15.
Well, certainly, if nothing else, that's a controversial call, as we will put it, has fired Murray up. He's really pumped to try and get something done here. And the door is ajar, so to speak.
Well, he's been nowhere near this stage in this set. He's been nowhere near this stage in the match. We suspected, and we have been suspecting for a long time, that the break wasn't far away. These are the first 2 break points that Murray has had in the entire 2 hours and 3 minutes of this contest. Good time to get them. And the show will go on. Not time to put it away just yet. For the first time, some signs of confidence from the Murray camp. And we are back on serve, back-to-back breaks of serve in the 3rd set. Andy Murray lives on.
Yeah, and Federer, it's about as disgusted as you'll see him. All the top players now realise that Federer of old, who used to step up so confidently and finish off a set and a match, doesn't have that same confidence anymore.
Remarkably, that second serve was only just 3 figures. It was 100 kilometres an hour. Looked for all the world as though that ball was going to land beyond the baseline. Tension starting to show in the Federer camp. They haven't experienced too much of that tonight. But when the man at the other end is Andy Murray, there's always a chance that's going to eventuate. Certainly lifting now.
Yeah, every game of this match, Murray's got that little bit better, just incrementally better.
Yes, come on from Roger. We've heard that a few times tonight.
59.
Federer a moment ago, you just saw him before he served that second serve, glance up high. What is at the side of the court is a scoreboard, and that scoreboard also indicates the number of challenges that the players have remaining. What he wouldn't have given for this in the 10th game rather than the 12th game. They'd be just about in the locker room by now if he had. A love game, and it sends us to the 50-50 nature of the tie-break. Their percentage records in tie-breaks. Murray has won 127 of 204, so he's got a 62.2% record in tie-breaks in his career. Federer has won 343 of 526, so that equates to 65.2. So in the tie-break, both have good records. Federer has the better one. And if you want some more recent tie-break figures, well, they've only both played 2 tie-breaks this year, and they've split them.
1-0.
Was challenging straight away.
What was calling? Federer. Has 3 challenges remaining.
And that was probably the reason that Murray threw in that challenge. He was standing mid-court after he actually indicated to challenge, so I don't think he was all that confident, and with good reason, as it turns out.
Well, that's the forehand of which we've been speaking. That's got a lot more heat on it than was the case before Lendl came on the scene. And particularly that forehand down the line, he was always loath to hit that because obviously it's a high risk shot. But Lendl's encouraged him to realise there are times when you've got to put yourself on the line. You've got to go for the high risk shot.
Well, that missed by a long way.
3-2. Federer.
Well, he did an amazing job to stay in the point a couple of times, Federer. Just making Murray hit one more.
4-2. Federer.
Well, he certainly did. Not only did he defend, but he defended with depth. Look at this shot here. He's in real trouble. Got it deep enough that Murray couldn't have a real good hit at it. Murray really going after Federer from the back of the court in this tiebreaker, and he's made a couple of errors, but often because Federer has made him hit one more shot. So the work that he says he's done in the off-season paying dividends right there.
A wry smile and a rueful shake of the head from Andy Murray, but it's only 1 point in the breaker. This is the point.
Where does he go here, Federer? He's been having great success wide. Murray knows it. He'll be half looking for it. What's Federer going to do?
You called it, Jeff Masters. He knew it was coming, but he couldn't do anything about it. And even though it is just 1 point against the serve in the tie-break, 5-2 makes it look so much better for Roger. The pressure goes right back on Murray now. He simply must hold both of these.
It's a sort of return when you're really confident you make it. Wasn't a great serve. 179 k's an hour. It was right into the hitting zone of Federer. He won't be happy at missing that.
Murray does what he had to do, and now it's over to Roger. The place in the semi-final rests on his racket.
Well, he's been going wide to the backhand in the second court here a lot, but hasn't made a lot. So under pressure, I think he might look to go down the centre here. Nope, still not making it though. Oh, it's long, just.
And this is a challenge because he's got a couple remaining. In his mind, he knows that he's missed it. He's already walked.
6-4.
Roger Federer stands on the doorstep of his 34th Grand Slam semi-final.
Thank you. Wait.
24 shots the rally took, and Andy Murray hangs in there.
Yeah, he's getting more heat on that forehand than Federer is, and he just beat him for pace there, Murray. Got it late, did Federer.
Back on serve in the tiebreak. But it's still match point. Turn and gives a boxer's gesture to his support group. The look of a man who is not beaten just yet.
Well, for me, again, Federer not being proactive enough on the Murray second serve. Points don't get much bigger than match point, and you've got someone serving a second serve. You've really got to try and pressure them a little. And Federer came over the backhand, but with no real intention or intent. It was merely a steer, and Murray is the more aggressive at the moment. He looks the more likely to get this tiebreaker done.
So here's this wonderful stage of the tiebreak now. It's going to be a set point or a match point after this. It is Andy Murray who is beginning to penetrate.
On the left far side.
Well, he's doing nothing with the ball at the moment, Federer. He's lost pace, he's lost depth, and he's playing basically not to lose. Murray is the one who's stepping up and playing to win.
7-6. Murray. Federer and Murray have 2 chances remaining.
Two match points go begging then, and it turns around. It goes to the other side of the net, and Andy Murray has an opportunity to take it to at least 4. It's been a big change. Really does Federer let an opportunity slip by, but he's done it there, and Murray is back in town. We're going to 4 and maybe beyond.
59.
In the semi-final last year, it was Murray in 5 sets. And at that stage, it was Murray who led 2 sets to 1. Well, there is an indicator of where Roger is mentally at present.
59.
Make no mistake that right now Roger Federer knows how close he was to winning this match and how negative he became, and that's going to really knock his self-belief around.
Murray is furious.
30.
Well, he's all momentum at the moment, Murray. He knows he should have ripped that probably straight at Federer, to be fair.
We're used to Andy Murray expressing himself verbally on the court, but we've heard a lot of it from Federer tonight, and it's something that we don't often hear.
Low 15.
Not sure what this shot here was from Murray. I think he tried to hit a drop shot and it just went horribly wrong.
He is going to feel as though he has just wasted such an opportunity. He's giving the back a bit of a flex there, but having as much momentum as he had, and now Federer has 3 chances. He's feeling something now.
stop the run. He'd lost 6 consecutive points from 15-30 on Federer's last serve when Murray had a real hit at a ball that he realises he should have made to go 15-40 and subsequently lost the next 6 points.
2 break points remaining. We've spoken about it before, Jeff, but just looking at him walking towards the back of the court there, I'm just wondering whether he has actually tweaked something in the last game or two.
You'd never know with Murray, would you? We've seen him over the years holding various parts of his body. You'd never be sure.
That's well defended by Murray.
Yes.
Federer has elected to go way back behind the baseline to return second serves of late, letting the ball drop into a hitting zone. And that's okay, but it's really designed to neutralise a point, not to take control.
That time, for the first time in a while, it was Roger who was able to get more power in the ground shot.
Yes.
He's definitely feeling something out there, and it took my mind back to the column, I think, Jeff. Now that he's come out and he said what he said about Tomic, and he's talked about players being able to play through the pain barrier, he is going to have to do it.
Well, there's a real timidity about what Federer is doing. He had a second serve. He stepped around to hit a forehand, but he really didn't cloud it. He just steered it, and then it finishes up going for a more difficult shot here, a backhand down the line.
On the line.
Well, those missed break point opportunities for the match are really starting to mount seriously. 3 of 11 Federer success rate when he's had break points.
And 4 of them have come in this game.
Yes.
Oh, well,
First service.
is Federer going to challenge?
D'accord, mais il reçoit un premier, hein. On rejoue le point entier.
Well, I think he has to. And I must say, my original reaction, Jeff, was that the ball was wide.
He had a lot of side spin up Murray, so it was coming back in late, yeah, and it has. It's made it so this is a break for Murray. He gets a first serve now.
And how important was that?
Advantage, Murray. Federer has two chances.
No doubt about that one. Murray's first double fault of the match. Federer, in fact, hasn't had one, so that's the first for either player. Well, it's assuming enormous proportions, this second game. The longer it goes, and it's been going a long time, nearly 10 minutes, Murray just hangs on to the momentum if he can get out of it, only just. Federer would take enormous momentum if he can manufacture the break. He really looks hobbled to me out there at the moment, Murray. He is at times almost doubled over. I don't know whether you're seeing the same thing or not, Jeff, but I think he's being troubled by that back. Serve speed's dropped off a bit.
Advantage, Murray. Yes.
Yeah, you may be right, Peter, and I guess none of us really know other than past history suggests that Andy Murray, no matter what he's feeling, and he's been rather histrionic from time to time, he will fight. And there's no doubt in my mind that he will. At the moment, he thinks he's very much a chance of winning this match, and I don't think he's going to go anywhere.
7 deuces. He's not been able to land a lot of first serves in this game. Federer looking for a 5th chance, and he's got it.
Well, given that Murray's first serve has really deserted him in this game, that was the only time that Federer has taken a second serve on and been very aggressive with it and come forward. In my opinion, he needs to do that a lot more often.
There's been 19 points in this game so far. Murray has only landed the first serve on 9 occasions. Again, he's able to lift on the big point and deny Federer for the 5th time.
And against the way Federer went about it, he chipped that return of serve. I mean, that's really quite extraordinary. You know, it was a forehand. It was in his hitting zone. He just chipped it back. He didn't have the belief to really have a good positive whack at it. It was there to be hit. That's too good.
Advantage.
It's wide. Deuce number 9 coming. Even Pascal Maria has a bit of a grin. Andy has a wry smile. Roger's face has not changed one little bit. And the centre strap on the net needs some attention while we're watching this replay, because Andy did that. A momentary breather for the players in a game that has been going for 15 minutes and assumes monumental proportions to go with its length. One way or the other, you suspect that we're going to look back on this game and talk about its importance in the outcome. That'll test the net out. He's going to have a 6th opportunity to do it. Edge of your seat stuff at Melbourne Park. Who will it be to get through to the semis? This game will have a big say in answering that question. One of the longest games of the championship so far.
Let. First service.
go. And Ivan looks exactly the same as he did when he walked out and sat down at the start of the match.
Well, I think he'll be very pleased, though, with the way his charge is going about his business. He's very much looking to try and take the initiative on every point. He's the first, when any opportunity presents itself, to grab it.
"18 minutes and counting." And once again, Federer chipping the ball back into play. And chipping it straight back to Murray.
Yeah, it's really a nothing shot, and it got what it deserved.
And he let an opportunity go again. What a battle within a battle. It lasted the best part of 20 minutes. And somehow, down 6 break points, Andy Murray is able to come up with some backs to the wall stuff and hold his serve.
Well, ironically, that was one of Federer's more proactive points. Did everything right. Hit the volley in the wrong direction, certainly. But if he played like that more often, he'd win a greater percentage of the points. He has to keep that sort of thought process going, or else he isn't going to win this match.
A whole lot of movement in the stadium, even though it's not a change of ends, because people have been sitting there. I noticed a few people sitting there with their legs crossed while that game was unfolding. About 20 minutes of it. New balls in the 3rd game of this 4th set. It's amazing how many times you see after a game, a marathon game, that the player who serves next will just peel off 4 points. That one lasted not much longer than about a minute.
Well, for all the negativity perhaps that we've been suggesting that has developed Federer in the last half hour or so, credit to Murray. He's really hung in there. He's stuck with it. He's just gotten better and better.
Those 2 serves from Murray. The first one was a 158 fault. Second serve 121 kilometres an hour. And again, he looked as though he was protecting himself a little bit as he watched the ball sail over the baseline. As Jeff Most has said before, he's a fighter. He knows how to play through the pain barrier. Only he knows how much there is. A love game it is to match the love game of Roger Federer. Just a slight contrast to his previous service game. When he can, he's doing those stretching exercises at the back of the court. Bouncing up and down as we look at Roger, and he just trying to keep up on his toes.
Yeah, this is unlucky for Murray. One of the ball kids was still running back when Federer's service was in place. And when there's a disruption of play like that, it's a first serve.
59.
Frustrated, understandably. That's more like it. One of the crisper backhands we've seen from the great champion.
40-50.
Certainly in recent times, that's what it was looking like early in the match. Match ticks up into its fourth hour. Yes. Murray's challenging.
Murray on the right near side. Ball was calling.
I think this has got the line for sure.
30 all. Murray has 2 challenges remaining.
I think Murray's speed around the back of the court has certainly slowed down, and he may be just a little stiff in the back. Certainly, if you're stiff in the back, mobility is compromised. He's just not getting there quite as quickly as he was earlier in the match. Which is probably another reason why he's more than prepared to take the ball on when he's got time to set up for it, and that he's been doing well, certainly in sets 2, 3, and now in 4. He's very aggressive, particularly off the forehand.
There's that aggression that Jeff Masters has been talking about that Federer needs to display on the second serve. He got one at 123 there, and it probably got the treatment it should have.
The trouble is he hasn't been doing this when he's had the break points. That's when the pressure's at its most intense, and that's when you've really got to take the opportunity.
Good lean from the ball kid.
Advantage.
If he is feeling any limitation in his mobility, Federer's tested it out there. From one side to the other to the other.
Let. Good service.
Could have gone either way, and took a peek and fell back on Murray's side.
Advantage. Federer.
Well, this is a very inspirational shot by Federer. He's gone for a top spin lob, cross court over the Murray backhand smash side. It was the perfect decision. Murray almost came up with a screamer, hit the tape, and had another look. Did it go over? No, it didn't.
He defended 6 of these in the second game of this set. And once again, Federer just puts the second ball, or puts the ball back into play.
And again, it was 164 km/h first serve. It wasn't quick. Worth a challenge, I think.
Yeah. Center service line. Ball was called out.
I think this was good.
Federer standing in the middle of the court, so he's having a foot each way, but he's about to move. It's missed. 2 millimeters.
Well, Federer's been having success with that wide serve. Murray's had an equal manner of success, both on first and second serves.
Once more, Federer looks a gift horse in the mouth. That's now 7 break-point opportunities that he's had in this set, and he has taken advantage of none of them.
Well, it's not so much that he hasn't taken advantage of them, it's also about the way he's gone about his intention to try and take advantage of them. That's been the concerning thing for Federer and his fans. It's been far too passive and not nearly enough aggression or self-confidence.
Replace the point. Enough. Enough.
Once again, it's turning into a set where the raw numbers tell us that Federer is holding onto his serve with a lot more ease than Murray. That's just the 4th point that he's dropped so far on serve in this 4th set. Curiously, all of them on first serves. He's won every point when the second serve has been called on.
Certainly, if Murray's footwork has slowed down a little bit, so has Federer's. This last forehand miss of Federer's indicative of that. He's missed it by a long way, just wasn't in position.
Had to work to get it. We've seen that clench of the fist quite a few times tonight. We've heard a few come-ons.
Love 15.
Now he's got a problem. It's not only his back.
And it's on the forehand as well if you've got a back issue where you've really got to rotate the upper half of your body. So it's like a spring. The area of pressure is lower back.
Surely you cannot possibly keep defending against Federer. 7 times he's been able to do it with break points in this set, but Federer's got 3 on the trot here. Remember, he had 2 match points in the tiebreak in the 3rd set. From that point on, the match has been hanging in the balance. That's good.
30-14.
There's 2 defended, so that's 8 and 9 gone. It wasn't good. Had he challenged, would have been called a fault. For Roger, and he's on the verge of the semi-finals again.
Well, he actually went for a very aggressive return right there that set the point up, and that was sorely wanting a little earlier in the match. Of course, the love 40 was really presented to him by Murray's wayward forehands, but at least on that point, Federer really took a bit of a gamble, as you have to do if you're going to win matches. You can't just remain passive.
He served for the match in the 10th game of the 3rd set and couldn't hold.
Shot.
Love 15.
22 strokes in the rally.
Federer thought he'd hit a good one there, and he had, but Murray, the cross-court forehand when he unwinds, can be very, very good.
This is turning into a remarkable story. No wonder they're on their feet. This man just refuses to bow.
Love 13.
Some first serves, Federer. 52% first serves in this set. Once more, going wide to the forehand on the first court and getting a positive outcome.
That's a mighty big point. A huge difference at this stage between 30 all and 15-40. There are only 2 current day players that Roger Federer has a negative record against. The one he's facing at the moment and the one that he is 1 point away from facing in the semi-finals, Rafael Nadal. And in the manner of the great champions, he gets it done. 3 hours and 20 minutes. Wonderful sign of respect between the 2 great adversaries. For the 11th straight time, Roger Federer is through to the last 4 in Melbourne.